everybody, welcome back. Well, what are we working on here? Well, this is a 2008 Polaris Ranger. Whoops, a little pollen out. Ranger 700. And do you see a problem here? Yeah, crank's bad. Crank's bad. 700 motor. This is Sportsman 2. It's the same thing, same motor, but that needs a crank. Okay. Well, I got a crank to put in it. Okay. Well, then this happened. I want to pull this out. This is one of the motor mounts, and she broke right off. So we're gonna have to drill that out. But at least what I can do is when I get this out, I can put this thing on the drill press. I can be a little more precise because of this whole top will come off. So, got a little oil leak over here, which I knew that was coming. That's why I put all these nasty old rags I had. That's why you keep your own nasty rags for just certain occasions like that. All right, so we're going to take this apart, put a new crank in it, and put her back together. Fix the issues that we got. To me, it looked like this had a oil leak over here, so that seal might be best. So I better check and make sure I got a seal for it. I have a seal for that. As you see here, this part's going to have to come off. You can see it's a two-piece, and it might just, yeah, it should just pop off. Should just pop off there. I get a hammer. I can build it. Okay, something's holding on. Something's holding on. Might be something, we'll see. Let's look around her. Oh, the screws are gone, so it might just need to be broke loose. All right, but we're gonna bring you along and let's see if we can get this thing running. I got a 2003, it's a 2003 Polaris 700 Sportsman, and the difference is on these from the fuel injected, which this was on a fuel injected, is to a carburetor, is the head is different. See, this is the carbureted one, and as you can see here, it's just got that. The one that's not carbureted is fuel injected. It's got injector ports in here. So the heads are what's different. Just about everything else is the same. All right, well, I'll get you in the, this has been, yeah, it almost looks like this has been taken apart before. Can you see that? Some spooge. So this has been taken apart before and done. So, all right, I'll get you in the stand and we'll get this thing apart. All right, well, here we go. Oh, sorry about that. I'll bring you around this way. Maybe you can see some more. I got you up. You can. That's all. Took a little persuasion. Pull that off. Take the nut and washer off the other side of the crank. Slide it off. Alright, there's that. Now what we got over here is this is the timing gear, oil pump gear, all that good stuff. So this will have to come off, this will have to come off. You'll have to take this off too, because I'll show you later on. You got to prime these things. One thing about this, you got to prime them. If you don't, you destroy your crank real fast. How do I know? I've been there. All right, so this has got to come off. It's probably, yeah, these are all the same. Get that off. Sometimes it might be confusing which one goes where. here. The thin one goes for this one, which you can see the outline here on the thing. So you know that matches that. And then the thicker one goes on here because it's holding that on. So just a little thing to help you. Now this one here has a little, you can put your thing in here. This one has a little, keeps tension on it or something. It's little springs behind it. So be careful when you pull it off. There you go. I generally like to put that in it, and it keeps it straight. You put one of the screws in it, like that. The bolts, screws, bolts. Okay, this sometimes, most of the time. Now this, see this here? You got to turn this way. This is the cam. So you got to turn the cam this way so you can pull this one out. Now here's an issue with that one. This one generally has to be pulled off, I think. I don't think it'll just, if I remember right, it's been a little bit. Yeah, you gotta, let's put a pry behind it. Put a little pry bar behind it. If we can get it over here, we can. I can't remember if it'll come out or not. I can't remember now. I might have to get the... Gotta be careful there. I think I have to pull that with a puller. If I remember right, it don't want to work right without a puller. It won't slide out of there. We're going to try something real quick here and see if it makes a difference. Put a little pressure on it. Maybe we can get her to just pop off. It don't cooperate. Yeah, I don't want to cooperate, so we're going to have to, I'll have to get the puller out and pull it. Alright, here we got the puller. It's these metric bolts. Just thread those in there. Just get you enough threads in there that's not going to pull out. Thread this one in here. And you want it to be equal too. So you want enough threads. Slow it up a little bit on this one. You want it halfway straight on, you know. You could say 14. I don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see here. Okay. Pop. There it goes. Just popped right off. Okay, take everything back off. And you're good. Alrighty. Okay. There it is. Now you got a key here, so don't lose your key. It's in there pretty good, so don't lose your key. I'm gonna go for that one. Now you gotta take these off because this has got to separate. So those are a star bit. Let me make sure I get the right. That one looks a little small. This is a T27. I think I need like a T28. Let's see what we got over here. No, this one's way too big. This is a T40. Yeah, too much. You knew that wasn't right. You picked it up. That's way too far. This is close. Just need a little tighter because you don't want to strip these things out. Here's a T30. Yeah, that's nice and tight. So one thing you don't want to do is strip these boogers out. Do not want to do that. So get the right one. T30 is what it was. Okay. T30. Okay. And this side's on. Now, by the way, when we put those back in, we want to put them back in with some Loctite. You know, not permanent, but they had Loctite in them. All right, got that. Let me move my thing. I'm running on space here. Okay, now we got to pull. Take all these off. Let me get an extension. Take all these bolts off on the bottom end here. Let's go to taking them off. Okay. Am I running on? I have to break them. So they got Loctite, but somebody put in there. Okay, is my battery full? Nope. Nope, battery not full. Right there can be an issue. I need a big battery. You don't want to grab one. Now we got some butt. Now it'll do it. Gotta get the power. Low battery. Don't have it. All right, I think I got them all. I might as well just pull these off. Yeah, there was a lot of Loctite they put on those, which is good, because you don't want these to come off and start leaking on you. This is like your oil pan. Okay, I think that's all that. All those are off of there. Hit on this too hard. Just go around, tap it easy. Yeah. It didn't hurt nothing down there. But definitely needs cleaning, don't it? And then we got to fix this on this side. So definitely going to need a cleaning. And there's our crankshaft. This is our counterbalance. Yeah, somebody a piece of something. And sometimes you got to watch it. This stuff, if you put too much in here, this stuff can destroy your crank. It gets sucked up in the oil and get through there. It can. So you got to be very careful about how much sealant you put on there. So we're going to, hopefully I can just lift this out. I should be able to just lift it out. Come on. Loosen it up a little bit. Come on. There it is. There we go. Yeah. There it is. There we go. Got the crank out. Look at that one. That one's just awful, isn't it? Oop, one of the rings popped out. I don't think I need these, but we're just going to leave them together here. Okay. All right. Look. See that crap? That was inside there. And this ain't from the carnage. This, it's just stuck in here. Stuff like that, that could have been, I got oil over. See this down here? See this right here? This stuff that got released in here, look, you can see it over here. They put too much on it and then it, I don't know what it is. It's even silicone. Generally I use silicone. I don't know what this is that they use to put this engine back together. But there's pieces just floating around in here. And here's a big piece, look. This here can destroy. That right there could have destroyed this crank. That could have been the fail of this engine, was the stuff that they put way too much. Remember I said it was spooging on the outside? They put way too much of this stuff on here. And this is like, it's hard. You know, silicone can do it too. That's what I use. But silicone is soft. It's a little more forgiving. See this? I don't know what this junk is. The sealant that they use, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Those are tight. I mean, they don't look the best, but they're tight. Cam, oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. No, therefore first, no, this is metal here. That's metal. That's part of the bearing. That is. But this other black stuff is not. I mean, that's my thought why this engine failed. Oh, there, that's why there's the cam, and it looks good. It don't look in bad shape. So, all right. So the next thing is to wash this thing. I'm gonna wash it out with soap and water. Get it cleaned up as best as possible. I'll need to take this will have to come out too. I need to look at what I might need. I might need a seal like on this here. Let's look at this seal. Make sure I guess they're okay. But see it was almost like it was leaking here. So I don't know if that's because it was jogging it around. So you want to look at your seals. And I'll look a little closer inspection on those to make sure that's, you know. All right, so I'm going to pull these lifters out. There we go. And keep them in the order here. You got some hammering on them, but not too bad. Now this is with the pump out. So I can look back to pump out. This way. How those go. Alright, so like I said, I need to get all the oil out of this thing. Clean her up, we're good. I mean, it's got... Now, alright, well, need to get that cleaned up, get the junk cleaned off of this, and make sure there's no other junk in there. Alright, then we'll put the new one in it. Let me see if I can find something to wipe my hands off, and I'll show you the new one. New used. Okay, here she is. This is the new used one. The new used one. So we're going to put this one in. It's in good shape. As I see now, I'm going to need my seal. This seal, if I have to go in here. But everything else should be good. It should be able to set right in here. Let's look at it real quick. Yeah, see there? Now this one's got a sheared pin right there. So I'll have to tap that out, which is not a big issue. Tapping that out, and we'll pull it up a little bit. That was the only issue with this one. So there she is. So I'll get it all cleaned up, and of course I'll bring you back when we reassemble this thing. We'll be back. It might be a day or so for me, but it'll be instantly for you. All right, pulled the filter off. Look at it, just crammed full of metal. That piece of it fell out. See it? It's crammed full of metal. I don't know if that can be saved. I'm going to have to find out if we can clean it out or not. So, but I just want to show you that. Alright, got her all cleaned up. There's a bunch of junk as you've seen inside here and that. I got that cleaned up. Now I just put the silicone on here. And now I'm just going to spread it out thin. Because you don't need much. And as you've seen before, whatever the other junk they put on, I'm sure that's what killed it. So just rub it all in here. Get a good coat on it. And I think I might get a little, oops, maybe a little more here. A little more here. Okay, especially, and then on the other block over here, in two crucial spots, I'm going to put some here and then a little bit over here, because that's around that seal. Okay, then I want to put some oil on some of these bearings here. Let's get some oil on that. Just want to make sure that there got oil on. All right. So should be hopefully good to go here. Now I'm second guessing myself. I have enough. You gotta stop that. Because you don't want to put it together, all this work, and then have an oil leak. But you don't want too much, so it's like a. There, I think I got about. Make sure. Okay. Now let's set her on here. There it is. Then remember all the bolts we took out of here. They got a lot of stud in them. Got the long ones that go here. Long one goes there. Long one goes there. Got all the shorter ones. They're pretty much all the same. The shorter ones are. And the longer ones. So it pretty, they did it good trying to help you keep it sorted there. Pretty easy. All right, now let's zip it down. Okay. Try to go even as I can. Go around. Now just hitting it. Just about like that. One more. All right. Now, make sure it turns. And it does. Woohoo! All righty. Good deal. Now, what we need to do is put this back on. So off camera, I cleaned up this. I re-tapped this. I drilled this out. I re-tapped it. I cleaned this up real good. And let's see where did with it now. And I got that all straightened out. Here it is. Oh, I gotta put some Loctite on these. Can't get all crazy here without getting, there's 3 of them. Put some Loctite on all 3 of these. I have some still over here. I had some trying to get it all out of the bottle. So I had to use a screwdriver there to get it out. But you don't want those to come out either. I mean, you don't want none of them to come out, but you got to think about what's going to be vibrating and can mess you up. So, yeah, I cleaned that out real good. Ah, shoot. Okay, here I'm already screwing up, people. Already messing up. Forgot to put the cam back in, but I don't have to take it off to do that. But this does have to be off. Concentrate on what you're doing. The hole was the hardest thing to recognize. The big dummy, you got to put the cam in before you put all that good stuff in. Okay, that's got oil on it. Let's put some more oil on it. I know. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'm going to have to put this on here so I can move this thing. What's going on down in there? Okay, I figure this was it. This was the issue. There it is. You got to push that thing out of the way. That is the... There we go. Okay. Put some more stuff. Loctite. This is not the ideal condition to be working. Ooh, ooh. That one in. There might be some still in there because I started them, but let's make sure. Okay. I get that. And you don't want to strip these out either. You want them tight. All right. All right, I don't even know what I was at or what I was saying. Because I have got all messed up here. Okay. Now, I got to get my headlamp on. There we go. You help you see too, hopefully. All right, so what we got to do is this is going to have to be, we got mark here. I don't know if you can see that or not. If you're too far away, let's get you down here. See, there's a mark right there. That will go with the crank. There's a mark on the crank, which it is where'd it go? Here it is, right here. Right here on this, right here. It's right there. Get you up there where you can see it. There's a crank mark right there. And then you got this mark right here. Well, those have got to be lined up. And first of all, this is going to be all the way around. Now, if I remember right, this little thing don't like to be, yeah, that's what I figured. It likes to be in the opposite direction of what you need it. Because, you know, it's the way there. Well, it's holding. So it's a challenge. And then you got to have the cam stretched over here so you can have this. Oh, that ain't right. Nope. Okay. So this needs to be this way a little bit. Oh. There we go. Do you see the issue here? How everything's got to mesh up here? There. Oh my goodness. There it is. Get my camera. Let's tap this in. Oh, I know what it is. This has to be pulled out. Yeah. It'll be pulled out when you tighten that up. And this is the one that goes on it. So let's make sure that that's going to work. Let's see here. Need this. See, that's not, something's not working here. Well, it should be. Come on. Cooperate. Who thing? Okay. I think I got it in there. Alright. Now I gotta spin it around. Okay, it's good. Okay, it's in the right location. Sure nothing hits. Spin it around. Nothing's hitting. All right, now on this one, there's a mark right there on this gear. There we go. There's a mark right there. See it? Okay. So let's go back out. This, whoops, see it kind of come apart. Just make sure those are pushed back in there. And then put this, you gotta put this in here. See these little things on this side? They go in there. And let's see if I get it to work. There it is, see? Okay, so what you can, that was wrong. All right, since that's pulled out, now I gotta try to get these back in there. This can be a little challenging sometimes. Okay, let's make a little space there. Make a little space there. I think. Yeah. Make a little space here. Okay. So I should be able to just slip that in there. And be good. Come on, get in there. That one ain't wanting to get in there. Come on. That one ain't wanting to slip in there. I'm going to be a pain. Come on. Best if you can keep it together, because it is a pain sometimes to get it back in, and then you got to get it right. And that ain't right. This is right, so. You dirty rot! Sorry about that, probably blast your ears. Alright, let's do it again. We got this one. Give me some. Oh, if I remember right, let me see. Sometimes I do these just long enough to forget it, what I needed to do. Okay, let's go on the other end. And I think we can make it work. I think we can help ourselves out here. Okay, so you know these ain't wanting to go in. That one's in. This one's not. Oh, it's trying to pop out on me. Okay, see where the hole is? See where the hole is here? It goes all the way through. That is where the little half moon, see the little half moon? That's where that goes, is where that hole is. So you gotta make sure those are lined up. And then if you can hold it together with your fingers, go over here and help it in on the back side. You might be able to help it in. There, I think I got that one. There it is. See, now it's together all the way around. Then you want to try to put the bolt through there. I know you can't see that, I'm sorry. The bolt through there. Something through there. There. I think once you do that, you can get a bolt in. Because that bolt's about the right size. You're not trying to screw it in, it just slips in there, but I had it in there. There it is. Okay, I think so. It's a pain. You got to get this thing in. This thing's just the right size. See, it fits. It's just the right size, so it holds it where you need it. So once you get it in there. So you use something else to help you get it close to that mark, or something smaller like this. There. Okay. And then you push this, pull it this way, and you should be able to get it. There it is. And then it wants to pull out on you. All right. Now you got this here back here. I'm going to try it a different way. That goes in the hole here. So you can imagine about the way it goes. But here's the issue. You got to have these. There's a mark on this one right there. That's got to go with this mark here. So that mark would have to be about there. But you got to turn the cam to the right location. It should be there. So turn this. Turn this a little more. There's something else you're fighting. You know what? I don't want to put this on. Okay, I want to stop here. I don't want to put that on because this has to come out, and you got to pack grease behind this. Now the reason you got to do that, here I'm wasting all that time there, is because so it'll grab suction. And it'll grab and be able to suck up the oil. Now, you would think, oh, it should be able to suck it up. It's going to be in oil. Well, no. There is a way to, over there is a thing to prime it, and you want to do that too. But putting the grease behind this is what you want to do. And I recommend, and I'll show you what I generally do, which it'll be, I like putting a pressure gauge on it, oil pressure gauge, when you fire it up to make sure that it's working. Because, as I said, I went through it and killed my crank because I didn't do that. Well, it was my first one, and I didn't even know I had to do that. I should have read, but I didn't. You know, I'm a man. What do you expect? All right, so I got to get the right part for this to pull this off, and I'll show you how I pack the grease behind that. Okay, let's get this off. That is a well, I don't know what it is. It can't see it. I don't know what it is. Hate that. So you got to move this so these are all in line. So you can get to all four of these. Okay. Then you got to weed it out of here. Come on. Okay. Maybe these are going to come off. I don't know. They're messing up with something. I got to take those out. Okay. Pull those out. Now let's see. Come on. Come on, this thing should just come on out. Okay, let me hassle around with it. Alright, got her loose. And of course, it seems like your pump always pulls out. See it down there? So try to keep it in the same spot. And then just put it right back into here. Just about like that. Okay. Start moving all that. Just get it turned so it's, there we go. Get that all there. Now there's some junk down here. Putting those in. It don't look too bad. Now there's a problem sometimes that these valve, this release valve will stick. It'll stick open or it'll stick closed. Now, both of them are bad. Let's put it that way. But you have to change that out. Now, you can look on, if you have that issue and that's your issue, look on YouTube. There's some guys that show you how to change out the slide. It's like a cylinder in there, and get it all down in there. That it's a cylinder is what that valve is. Well, you can replace it, and it works better, and you'll never have the problem with it sticking or anything like that. If you use ball bearings, there are certain ball bearing that'll fit in there, and you put those in there. See, I'm doing it on this side too. I want to make sure. I'm trying to move it around a little bit. Just get it all in there. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Now we need to go back in here. Now that is an issue. See, it fell out. So what I'll do sometimes is I'll put some in here and it'll help hold that on there. Suck it to it, right? Turn this so we can get her down in the groove the right way, some way. Then the problem is when you do that, you're hard to see the half moon shape that you're supposed to try to. There it is. There we go. Back in there again. Let's fill it up. Now you can see the shape of it down there, and you match the shape with this, so you know that you're putting it in right. So this will go down here like this. Okay, stand. Sometimes you gotta tries to go in there sideways or crooked. Just tap it down in there. Okay, then you put your bolts back in there like that. I'll try to get some of this grease off my hands. This is nasty. Just gets grease all over everything. Okay. Easy does it. Now, what I like to do here is to double check them. Make sure they're tight. I like it hand tight because then I can kind of feel it. Now there is a torque spec, I'm sure, on this. I don't know what it is. I recommend you looking it up. And don't do what I ought to do. But I've done this before. It seemed like it worked okay. All right, now back to the pain in the butt. Remember that one? Remember that one? Okay. This here doesn't matter. It don't matter where this is on this because that's just an oil pump. It don't matter. It just doesn't matter. So I'm probably blasting you out here. I'm sorry if I do. Let's trying to be in the same spot here. Okay, I got to continue to look at them. Make sure these are getting in the right spot. There it is. So that mark goes that mark. Again, that mark goes with that mark. And that mark goes with that mark. See it over there? Right up here. Got my bolt. Oops, let's go back out. Got the thin washer. You can see because of the mark. Might need to pick it up when you screw it down. does it. All right, and go back again. Turn it. Make sure all the marks line up. Yep. Okay, so all the marks line up. Well, there you are. Congratulations, we got her on there. Now I got to deal with that. See that? Got a shared key. See if we can just bust it out of there, pop it out of there. Oop, there it goes. That was easy enough, right? All right, now what's next? Well, this thing needs to be cleaned up. Let's back it up here. This thing needs to be cleaned up, and this will go right here. So this can go on before we put all the top on. So I need to look at that really good. That needs to be cleaned up. I need to just clean this up because it is a mess. So let me look at all that and then I'll bring you back. All right, got this cleaned up. Brake cleaner. Clean this all up here. Clean that up there. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a thin coat of silicone, black in color. Now, if I was a good mechanic, I would probably, you know, get the proper gasket and clean this all off and do this. But, you know, I've done this many times and it's worked out. So it's kind of lulled me into this, that, hey, this works. So some of you might be cringing, oh, no, don't do that. Which, okay, I understand. But I'm not a dealer. You know, I'm just a guy trying to survive. So that's what these videos are for. This ain't for the dealer or somebody like that. This is somebody that's trying to do it out back their house. They got to get their bike going again. And you don't got time to be waiting on some gaskets to come. Well, here you go. Here's a way to get around it. And this silicone works great. I've used this for years. Years and years I've used this stuff. And it does great. Performs great like it should. So I'm just going to put a thin coat on that. Try to get her all the way around. Because our gasket's all still here. It's, you know how it is. Some piece come off to this side, some piece comes off that side. You know how it goes. So we're just going to, I'm just going to go around here and hit a couple of these spots. Just to make sure we help it out that it's going to do what it wanted to do. Alright, so now let's slip this on here, which goes on here something like this, I think. Voila! Now here's an issue. These bolts go for so many different other things. So what I'm going to have to do is throw some bolts in here to hold this thing, and I'll just have to take them off later. Alright, so here's another issue. A lot of the bolts I took off, I used on the other one. So, I need to grab my hoard of bolts. And I got them I'm kind of organized because I do have them in, you know, number, oops, that ain't gonna work. Number 10s, you know, they're number 10s. There's some that are number, there's one. 10s, some of them are number, 10 millimeter. And then other ones are 8 millimeter. So I do kind of got them segregated for that. So I try to keep halfway in order, but what I need to do is, the reason I got to put these bolts in here is because I'm not putting it all together right now. Well, maybe I can, but I got to find the bolts. I might be able to, but I got to find the bolts. And here's what I got to make sure, that if there's any of that silicone in those holes, that I make a hole. So mostly that's what I'm trying to do here, is just to make sure that when I come back, there'll be, the hole will be there. So most of that's what this is. I'm just finding stuff, throwing it in there that fit. Now some of them I'm going to try to tighten down a little bit, just so we can, let's see, I got some of these I can tighten down. Let's put this one here so I can tighten that down. I like to stay with the same thing. Stay with like a number 10 or whatever, so I can just tighten these down. Let's see how big this one is. Well, that's into nothing land, so I don't need that one there. That just makes it, don't it? Yeah. All right, so probably right in the middle of everything. I'm probably not, you're not probably seeing a daggum thing, dummy me. So here, I'm putting all these bolts in around here that go into here. So to keep it open, the hole open. Sorry about that, I was watching what I was doing. That don't have to be there. This one, yeah, here's one here. Whatever those that go through, those would need it. So I need to tighten these up. Not terrible tight. Not just terrible, just to snug them down. Oh, come on. So I got in find my 8 millimeter, which I know. I think I know where it's at. This ain't 8 millimeter. Oh, I got all these engines tore down. I got parts scattered everywhere. So I just want to tighten these down a little bit, just so it kind of helps set it. Just so it's got everything halfway level here to help secure it. Alright, so I ain't gonna go, that must have bottomed out. No, let's keep going. I got an itty bitty table here. An itty bitty table. I'm looking off of here. There it is. That squeezed it down a little bit. Let's squeeze these down a little more. Okay. Let's get this one. All right, so that'll hold that. Put this over here. Okay, let's move some things here. Okay, now get this puppy up. There we go. All right, now the original pistons worked. The original pistons did work good. But I got some other pistons. Someone stole my knife blade. It was me. Big dummy. Stole it, and then I didn't put it back. So I got a worthless knife here. Got to put a blade in. Okay. What we're doing, we're going to open this up. These are a pair of used ones from eBay. Let's see. Okay. This is right. This has got good. Yeah, they look pretty good. Okay, here's my cylinder. These look in better shape. This is the right end. These look in better shape, so I'm going to go with them. Because these other ones, they were hammering pretty hard. This is a bad one. Ooh, yeah. Bad, man. Oops. All right. Sorry about that. I should be pausing this. All right. Okay. Got the piston slipped on there. Got the other ones taken off. We're going to put the pin in. Don't forget to put this in. It can be tricky sometimes. Just get one end in the groove. Slide the other one in there. There. Okay, but you always want to make sure that that is seated in there good. Always make sure that's seated in there good. Because I've done it one time. That I didn't make sure that that was seated in there. You can imagine that thing pulled out of there and popped out of there and did some damage. So my mistakes, the best thing about mistakes is they're hard, but they generally if you listen to them and try to change, then you're going to do better. Worst thing to do is repeat the same mistake. All right. Now I just took the ones that were on this. The reason I did that is because these are already set to this head. Now to the cylinder. Now, so I know some people are already going to say, well, you should put new rings in there. You should do all this. And yes, you should. Just like you should put a gasket in there. So that's what you should do. Do that. I do this because I've done it before and it seems like it's worked out for me. Like I said, it's worked out for me before. Now, one of these days they're going to bite me in the butt. Probably, absolutely. But not now. All right, now we're going to use the hydraulic lifters. Make sure you, there, almost fell. Make sure you get these in. Oh, and don't put them in backwards like I just did. Like a big dummy. Put them in backwards. But they're easily be able to pull them back out. You push underneath there, that's when you don't have the cylinder. So, yes, it did. It fell down there. Well, you should have plenty of these magnets. Greasy fingers. Oh, come on. Okay, greasy fingers. Okay, this end up, not that end. And I also could use it probably to pull it out. Yeah. Turn them around. Okay. I kept those in location. All right, we need we need this. This is the it goes here on this end. Clean it up again. I know I'm not reusing the same one. And I should have done this before I put these on. Now it's being a chore. Almost like putting it through the cylinder. I got it through. A lot thinner, but it works. And just go around. Okay. I think I put it on wrong. Yes, I did. You ever call yourself a goober? Well, I do it all the time. Oh, it's backwards now. Gotta flip it over. Should have known. Tabs up, right? Come on. There again. Work them through. Work it through. Push it in. 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 Oh, push. Don't push. I thought I had that one out. Okay. This one. Yep. You don't have to watch this. Alrighty. Here we go. Now, we're going to put the cylinder on. What I generally like to do, put some oil in it. Especially at the bottom here, because it helps those rings pop over this taper edge here. That taper edge helps those rings to pop in there, and we want them good and go. Make sure that you got your guides here. You can't see it. Guides, got one here, got one over there. There, I gotta push it down in there. And there's no guides on this side. I didn't have to put that stupid thing on because this one's already still on here. This gasket. So it felt like a goober. Yeah, nothing new. All right, now here is a challenging situation. These are fun to get both of these going in here at the same dang time. This is a challenge. Are you up for it? I don't know if I am. Because you got to get both of these going at the same time. Okay? And make sure, you know, generally sometimes you're doing this with one piston. No, you're doing it with two pistons. So you got to be careful. And then something might be a little there. Okay, prove me a liar. I ain't going to holler. I'm happy. I didn't have to sit there and mess with it. Not mad. Happy. Even though I told you it was a pain in the butt. And it proves, in that way it always does, stuff just proves you a liar. Alright. Now we're down to putting the head gasket on. Make sure this is clean. Make sure this is clean. And it goes on there like that. Okay, the head. What do I do with the head? Here's the head. Okay. All those are in right. And we can set the head on. I hope I'm not forgetting something. If I scream, hey, there it is. That goes in there. And I had a bunch of bolts all down here. Now, they want you to oil these. Put some oil on these threads. And another thing I forgot to tell you is blow out. What am I doing? Get you back here. Blow out each of these holes. Make sure there's no junk in there, because you'll get hydraulic. You know, it'll stop it and mess it up. But you do want some. Make sure you got your things on there. Your washers. And there it is. Now, did I put it on backwards? No. Yeah, it goes that way. And we can see. All right, I think. Sure, which one? There it is. All right. I didn't know. There it is. I need a, this is a, I think it's a 15. And I think it's too big. I think it's too big. Let's, that was a 14. But you want a, you know, a socket that's got a, there it is, you know, all these 12 point. So it's a 14. I figured it was a 14. Yeah, that thing don't hold on there. That don't hold on there with crap. Not at all. Okay, now this I will do. I think it's 45 pounds. I'll have to look it up. Okay, it's 35 foot-pounds, and then a quarter turn. Okay, I'm already there. I'm fine with leaving this like it is. What is important that it's the same all the way around. So there we go. Alrighty. Well, let's see. We got some lifters. You know what? I've done all this. Okay. Turns okay. I should have done that already. Alrighty. Got lifters, push rods. Okay, yeah, I'll pause. Okay, let's put the push rods on, the lifters. Make sure it's set in the location. I gotta pull this one there, huh? Tighten them down. Ooh, that one's in there. And the rotation, pushing it down, right? There it is. Guess these are the bolts for that. Blow this out. Goes here. We got the bolts. Alright, well, that's explanatory. You know how to do that. So here it is. We put her together from taking her apart, putting the crank in and putting it all back together. Now we hope it runs. So I'll show you later when we're putting them in the bike and if it runs. I don't know when that's going to be, but I'm on the process now. So hey, thanks for watching, everybody, and subscribe. I always got something I'm trying to do more and more on for YouTube. I know I appreciate YouTube videos for others to when I watch theirs. So thanks everybody. Take care and have a good day.